let's have a bit of fun this week. Let's go through some comments, some of the past episodes, and we got another CX rarity with Great R of CX. So, good stuff. Welcome to PS2 Minigames.
PS2 Minigames.
Hello guys, welcome to PS2 Minigames. It's weird. On time of recording of this, only an hour ago it came out that Hulk Hogan has died. For those of you who have watched the episode in the past, I had no love for Hulk Hogan for the past 10 years, but I will not deny he was by far the biggest wrestling superstar for a long time, and probably the most recognisable name apart from The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin. So without Hulk Hogan, wrestling would not be where it is today. So I appreciated it. I enjoyed watching him growing up, but at the same time, he became a bit of a dick in the last 10 years of his life. So you can't just whitewash the good of a band, just tell like it is. So I am sad that he's gone. For most of his life, he was amazing. For the last 10 years, he became just not a person you want to speak about or recognise, kind of thing. But it is what it is. So R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. We shall move on from that. Complicated man, apparently, and obviously notorious liar. Tell you what, the day Bret Hart dies, who literally is my favourite wrestler of all time, that's gonna be a bad day. As you see, I'm rocking the Lumberjack shirt today. I rock it occasionally. It's one of my favourite shirts. I love it. It's been a while since I've worn this for the channel, but yes, it's Lumberjack Day at the PS2 Minigames. Let's just have a little fun with this one because we've got a CX rarity for later. A game that would have cost me half, like a year and a half ago, but I paid £75 for it. But let's go through a few things from the past week or so. Generally speaking, it's been a good week it's been a good 2 weeks of the channel, on a personal and somewhat professional manner. Get to it in a second. Now, I did not so much of a test, but I had a theory. Even in 2.5 years into YouTube, trying to understand how YouTube works is kind of it's kind of interesting. So, as you know, nearly all YouTubers will ask you to comment, like, and subscribe. That is usually the most cliche thing that you hear or say, and they'll splice it in random places. It's terrible to hear it. It's generic. It's so cliche. I'm always, for the last 2 years, I've been trying to work out what's more important for people watching it, because YouTube will only help a channel if they feel more people if more people are interacting with the video. That's how YouTube works. And for the first time last month, I was like, you know what, let's see what happens when I actually try to actually grow this channel like a normal YouTuber has. Because to be honest, I've been doing it for funsies. I'm always doing this for funsies. We'll continue to do this for the fun of it. This channel, once again, makes literally little to no money whatsoever. It's never going to be a financial thing. This is purely for the fun of it and interaction with people. That's why I do it. And also a documentation video format of how far I've come in 2 years. That's just factual. But a couple of my friends have said, why don't you just try and see if you can actually get this channel to get a little bigger? It's like, well, why not? So in the last episode, one of the last episodes, the CX roulette episode, the CX roulettes are getting ridiculous. And trust me, it was ridiculous. I just randomly in that episode have said, and I believe this, that the like button on a YouTube channel is actually the most important thing. Would you believe subscriptions are not that? Comments and likes are more important than subscriptions, but likes are the most important. Likes and dislikes. More likes and dislikes in a video shows that people are interacting with the video, and the YouTube algorithm, supposedly, I can't prove this, will give it a wider spread to random people. And I said, why not? Let's just ask people. And at the time, I thought no one's going to do it. Let's see what happens. Try and give me a lot of likes and see what happens. Consequently, and I'm going to splice in like evidence all over this video. Consequently, the last video was one of the most liked videos I've ever done, and I appreciate that immensely. I really do. And coincidentally, the last episode was one of the few episodes that gets more than 1,000 views. For full clarity, of the 275 videos that has been posted on this channel, only 7% of them get over 1,000 views. So it's kind of rare territory. And it's only like 2% that have got over 2,000 views. I think it's like 5 or 6. Once again, now I've been doing this for like the big time, I've just been doing this for funsies. But when a video does well, it does well. In the last episode, we got a lot more people, basically quite a few new people, subscribers, new viewers. The last episode did very well, algorithm-wise. And Dave also did a fantastic job editing it, and it was one of my favourite episodes we've done so far. And it was legit fun recording, because that was all real, nothing contrived in that. I literally went through the 5 games, one by one. The last one was the only one I kept. Real. In fact, I used that money I used the games that were basically, how can I put this? The 4 failed games, I got my money back on, and I used that money for today, so a game. So it's all actually been still quite productive. But anyway, so my synopsis or theorem was actually correct. Likes are really big important. Likes and dislikes. Because if you want to dislike it, go ahead. Go ahead. If you don't like it, that's fair enough. So that made a big difference. And the next episode, where the likes were like, the next episode, which was the episode, I believe, the CX Norwich episode with the random gardener bit, only got like half the likes and only half the views. So at the end of the day, it's give or take. Plus a lot of people like watching CX roulettes. So I'm still learning the YouTube algorithm, but yes, I think I've started to actually, for the first time in the 2.5 years I've been doing this, I understand some of it. I'm getting there. It's only took 2.5 years to understand how some of this stuff works. You also might have noticed that I'm trying to get back to trying to do 2 episodes a week again, just to see if 2 episodes make a big difference to the algorithm. And I think it does. I think 2 episodes a week, people tend to watch more, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try and do that again, just to see if we can make the channel a little more widespread. And if it doesn't work, who cares? I'm still doing this for fun. So, but if you're going to do something, you might as well try. You understand what I mean? You might as well try. And let's get some comments. For full clarity, I am looking down at a list of comments right now. So if I'm looking down while I'm saying these comments, that's because it's not in front of me. I've literally got a list. So these are a few comments from the episode The CX Roulettes Are Getting Ridiculous. The popular episode. PS5 Project wrote, I have been watching your videos for a while, but first time commenting, and only just subscribing now. Sorry about that, nice collection. I haven't got to apologise about that, man. I mentioned in that episode, I would say there's a good, like in every episode, there's a good 40% of people who watch every episode who's not subscribed. And they're never going to subscribe. And some people watch every episode, oh, good Lord, no speak English. Some people watch every episode and never will subscribe. That's fair enough. If you're watching the episode, that's what makes the difference. It really does. Watching things and subscribing to things are totally different things. All subscribers, what that does, it tells you when a new episode comes out, and then it tells YouTube that you like watching it. That's what subscriptions do. But if you're actually still watching the episode, you're still contributing. So, anyway, thank you, PS5 Project. Friend of the channel and friend in real life, Stuart Burrell, says, LOL, that is the funniest episode yet made. I knew it would be that with a horse game, would be a keeper. You need to stream it now. Firstly, I can barely do YouTube. Streaming is another thing. Secondly, for some reason, horse games always are funny to like talk about and like go through because there's so many of them. And for those who remember, Stuart is the man that basically held onto a game for 1.5 years for me. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Not Rocky Horror Picture Show. You know what I mean. Gregory. Mental breakdown incurring. So he's been watching for a long time, so I appreciate you, Stuart. One of my best friends in real life, Dan the Games Man, obviously fellow YouTuber. Glad that eBay pickup got to your collection. Okay. I said, I don't know why I said that wrong. For full clarity, yes, Dan is the one who found me the iToy Play Hero box. And yes, it got to me. Obviously, it came all from France. Once again, thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. Garbage Pail Kid writes, Maybe on each video you could also have a little chunk where you talk about one of your favourite games from your collection, just casually and for fun. Might help other PS2 fans pick up a gem they have missed, but would be cool to see which games you love in your collection and why. Smiley face. I have thought about this. What stopped me, and I've given opinions in the top 10s. Remember, I'm still like a small YouTuber. I would love to give opinions on certain games, but everyone's opinion on certain games is different to others. Some people might disagree, some people might totally agree. Like, for instance, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. I love that game. I play that like once a year. You could beat the game in 2 hours. It's one of those games I go back to. Need for Speed Underground 2, the best Need for Speed game ever. Amazing game. I play it at least once a year every time. But there's certain games I want to start playing again, or playing for the first time. Like the Atira Aris series, I played that for the first time, played the first and second, need to start playing the third. Loved the first one. Second one was a bit mid. But the third one hopefully will be good, because I think it's the rarest and the most expensive. So when I start playing that, we'll see what that's like. But there's other games I've always had a fondness for, like with the N64 stuff. Some of the sports game I owned as a boy, like Nakano 98 Winter Olympics, they're a shockingly good game. It really is. Until this day, I'll crack it out occasionally to see if I can still win. You understand what I mean? So everyone's different. Stephen McLary writes, Adam, there's a place up here in Scotland called Forbidden Worlds. Yes, we all know. I know that. Nearly every YouTuber knows that. He also has a YouTube channel. Yes, I also subscribe to that. Could be a good shout for PS2 and Box N64. That is a good shout. There's always one thing stopping me, and that is distance. Because everyone knows I live in Norfolk, which is roughly here in country. Scotland is all the way up there. To get to Norfolk will take a minimum of 6 to 7 to 8 hours. I'm not joking. It'll take that long in the car. And obviously, it's in the Glasgow area, so it's on the bit more the left of Scotland. One day I will get there. I will, I swear. But I don't think it's happening this year. If we're going to go back to any game store anytime soon, it's going to be Doorway to Darkness in Yorkshire, Doncaster, because they've got a brand new store. They moved like 10 foot across. It's bigger, it's better. Me and Dad need to go back. So that's probably going to happen. But I will one day get to Forgotten Worlds, I swear. And a new viewer of the channel, Retro Ross Gaming. Hi, Retro. I've just come across your channel and like what I'm watching. Thank you. As a new games collector, including the PS2, it will be interesting to seeing how far you get with your full collection. Trust me, it's been interesting. It's been 7 years. It's been interesting. Subscribed. Thank you. P.S. Good luck with CX. I know how frustrating they are. Trust me. We all know how frustrating CX is. Then why do you go back and buy their games, Adam? Because some of the games they've got is what I need. I've got to find them somewhere. They deliver it to me. It's going to happen. But anyway, thank you, Mr. Retro Ross Gaming. Appreciate it. One of the long subscribers and the man who comments on nearly every episode, Stevie Robo. Good vlog, mate. Getting there even with the 4 from CX is going back. Sorry, let me say that again. Good vlog, mate. Getting there even though there's 4 from CX going back. No, that's how it's written. Okay. When you take them back, they might have manuals. Just ask. It's weird. How can I put this? Because obviously every game comes from different stores. Because not how can I put this? As you saw, each parcel came solo. Every game came from a solo parcel. That's because they come from different departments, different stores. Obviously, if you take them back to Great Yarmouth, which I did, the likelihood they're going to have manuals is little to non-existent. And shockingly, they didn't. So I stopped asking a long time ago for that reason. Remember, this is the company now just reprints covers. I doubt they're going to keep manuals. But apparently, I think I mentioned a long time ago, theft is an issue. They lose a lot of just the theft because they can't sell things. So they probably do have a lot of manuals they can't use. One of the longest viewers of this channel and subscribers and commenters, Mr. David Murray. Seriously, he's been there nearly from day one. Better luck next time, dude. Nice sword, by the way. What are you referring to, sir? No, yeah. The sword in I-Toy Play Hero, very kid-like, obviously meant for kids. The pom-pom, this might sound ridiculous. Out of the 2 box ones, the one for the boys, one for the girls, I think the girls actually got better stuff in it. I think the pom-poms for the girls was probably more usable than the sword for the boys. That sounds so ridiculous. Even when I opened them up, because I was going full piss take with the pom-poms, I actually probably enjoyed the pom-poms, because I went like, woo! With the pom-poms. Because it's going full piss take. Yeah, it's weird. It is a nice sword, though. But thank you anyway, my friend. David lives, I believe David still lives in Ireland. Because Ireland obviously is euros. Their CX prices are vastly different to ours. There was a thought a long time ago that actually I would buy from David because the prices in Ireland are different to the prices in Great Britain. And some games in Ireland are worth so much more than they are in this country. And other way around. Never did it because I forgot to do that. A fellow YouTuber and friend of the channel in real life, Dan, of Gaming Rarities. Some shock and luck there, mate. You had no fucking idea. Honestly, between recording the 4th and the 5th parcel, I was genuinely upset. I was just getting sick of the constant, like, no manuals, it's in French, the disc is terrible. But obviously, the last one saved it. If I went north of 5, I would have been genuinely upset. I was upset, then I would have got to genuinely upset. You know what I mean. Mark Dreyer writes, it would only simply take a simple note section when ordering where you could specify a manual and a clean disc and do not send without. He means the CEX-like website, by the way. And it's logical, that would make sense. Would save CX so many problems and have a store pick up the order who has the items. Once again, logical. You would almost think the system was set up to so... Oh, God. Let me say that again. You would almost think the system was set up so the stores can get rid of the crap first. No shit. Yeah, probably right, Mark. You probably are right. You've been watching for a long time, Mark. Thank you for the comment once again. I do appreciate all your comments. I haven't had a troll in quite a while. I had one troll like a month ago, but his comment was so like troll, like he was trying so hard. Just deleted it. If you're trying too hard, I'm just going to delete you, because I can tell a mile away you're just being a dick on purpose. If you're like subtly insulting me, you'll get a comment back. And I can roughly tell with certain comments where someone's trying to insult me that they're actually just looking for the not the insult back, they're actually looking for like a retort. I mean, there was one person who has subscribed to this channel who literally subscribed after I sent a comment back that was just equally as terse as his was. And he goes, I like your attitude, I'm subscribing. Genuine fact. This comment, you need some context. Obviously, you've seen that we acquired Samurai Western in one of the last episodes. This episode came out before that, and I basically gave a strong hint of what I was trying to buy. William Lavelle wrote, good morning, mate. By any chance, what's that rare PS2 game I sealed one off eBay about 2 weeks ago for £200? No, it wasn't. I replied to all of them, but my reply was, no, LOL, sorry. Yeah, good thought though. I know exactly what you were thinking of, but good thought. I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly. Riven Raver writes, mate, paint the back wall darker and put some LED lights around your stuff. Actually, it's quite a thought. I mean, we could have gone for the black, and to be honest, it would like reflect with the colours. The problem with that is, with the black absorbs light. And obviously because black absorbs light, it would be darker in here. And you put the light on, honestly, it would make things darker. So we could have gone with black. Any other darker colour wouldn't really blend with it personally. And we went with this, obviously, because like PS2 symbol. Because remember, the actual logo symbol of the channel, we tried to reflect that with like signage. But the LED lights is a shout. That's actually quite a decent shout. Everyone watching, the budget for like extras for this channel is minimal. It really is, but it's a decent thought. Thank you. Quite possibly the best comment it's named so far today. None Chuck Duck writes, what's in CXLA today? I open every box to check there is a manual and any expensive behind the counter games. I think I know what he means. I always ask to see the manuals and discs. I also do that too. I never order by post. I can't say that. The one time I did, I ordered Lost Planet 3 for the PS3. Interesting. That's a game. That is... No opinions on Lost Planet 3. We're moving on. It came with no box, no manual, just in a plastic sleeve. Never again. I've never had that kind of bad luck. I've never had a point where they literally just send you the disc. That is proper piss take, and I must admit. I understand that. I would probably never use them again after that. If I ever get a game where it's just discs, that's it. I'm probably out. Thank you, Nunchuck Duck. And I love the name. This comment is just a vague comment, but I think I understand what he was going for. Marcos Bourne writes, what about Monster Egg, rare game, and expense? I think what he means is, what about Monster Egg? Basically what he's asking is, what you can do for Monster's Egg that is a really expensive game. Actually, in the last couple of weeks, and Gale Rose has kept an eye on it, there's been a couple on eBay for like 900 quid. Now, that's still a lot of money, but compared to what I was seeing like a month ago, which is like 6,000, that's a hell of a come down. There was 2 different versions of Monster's Egg online for £900. I mean, if I can get like Monster's Egg for like that kind of a little less, that actually gives me like much stronger hope. Because I've got to be honest, Monster's Egg is one of the games that I am genuinely petrified of trying to find and buy. Because obviously it's going to cost a shitload of money. But we will try to accomplish that. Thank you, Marcos Brown. Marcos Bourne, even. We've only got 2 comments left, but Stephen McGlarry comes back again. Those CX lotteries are poop emoji. They're shit, yeah. Probably better going to eBay and Vinted. I know it's a bit more expensive, but at least you can examine the photos, etc. I watch all your videos. Thank you very much. I didn't know liking them helped your channel. To be honest, I didn't know for a long time, but I roughly worked that out. I will like them all. Okay, I will like them all from now on, my friend. Thank you very much. Also, would love it if Retro Ghetto gave you a shout out on his channel. Now, if you've been watching for a while, Mr. McClary, which you probably have, I've had a few shout-outs from Retro. One of his episodes where I sent him, I believe it was 24 Steelbook. I sent him a long time ago, and I think nearly all the game after that, nearly every game and market after that, he filmed me in his video and has added to his video while he was there. So I've had quite a few shout-outs from Mr. Ghetto. Obviously, if it keeps happening, I'll be elated. But yeah. Genuinely nice human being, by the way, Mr. Ghetto. Met him, speak to him online occasionally. Very nice man. He's helped me a lot. I've asked him a few YouTube questions. Thank you very much, sir. Nothing else, honestly. But yes, obviously, any shout is always good. It's always fun. On a personal level, though, and that's not disrespecting Mr. Ghetto, he knows this. The biggest highlight of this channel so far for me personally, and for Dave, was when John Riggs sent me an 8-minute video, said he's watched the video, and then he asked me if I wanted to contribute to one of his episodes in the future. Now, Dave, who's a massive John Riggs fan, was all over this. And obviously we did it, and we were a part of a John Riggs video. That actually happened. So this very small hick-ass channel was part of a video for a channel that I think has got, like, we'll put it on the thing, but I think it's 200,000 subscribers. We were part of that video. And even Mr. Riggs criticised the shelves, and he's the nicest guy in the world. Be fair, that video was made before we changed the shelves, but yeah. So Mr. Riggs, if you ever watch another episode again, because you did subscribe, he is a subscriber. That is actual factual. Thank you. I appreciate it once again. Love to speak to you again, sir. And I hope. Oh, also he's a big fan of British sausage rolls, because they don't get that in America. Weird. And the last comment from this video, and to be honest, this name I'm never going to pronounce correctly, so forgive me. We're going to spice them all in, obviously. Kimiruru Atanami writes, Gladius, eh? Gladius is one of the games we found and sent it back. Not the best game of the world in that genre. In fact, this might be one of the worst. I've been told this by multiple people. I'd rather play Beowulf, the Ubisoft stinker. That's some bold words, sir, because that game's fucking shit. You'd rather play Beowulf. No, I won't play any Beowulf game. Plus, the film was shit too. I don't care what people say. One of my friends, Scott, one of my best friends, we've been arguing this for years. He says Beowulf film was good. No, it was shit. Utter shit. I hide no respect for that film. Anyway, that is every comment for that episode. I haven't done this in quite a while, but because that episode did quite well, and everyone liked it and did what I asked, just as a test. I thank you all. Anyway, I've wasted maybe about 25 about 25 minutes of your life. Let's go through the game I actually bought from CEX recently. So as I said at the start of the episode, we went to Great Hour CEX to return the games, 4 games from that episode. And once again, someone dropped a few horror games in there. I don't know if he keeps doing this every week, just dropping random horror games in CX. There's always one we need, which is really helpful because horror games are going to get more expensive, so the time was now. So thanks to that random person for dropping in Obscure. Now, for those hardcore fans from the past, you might remember we bought 7 games from Germany in a bundle for like 80 quid. And we roughly calculated at CX it would cost me like 250. That's not a joke. We did that episode. One of the 7 games was Obscure. It was the only game I couldn't keep because there was no, in the German version, there is no English dialogue. All the other 6 games we kept had English, like speaking English dialogue. So we kept them. Henceforth, it's been like a year and a half since then. I've now bought the episode. Back then, that game would have cost me about £32. As you can clearly see, I paid £75. Big difference. But I've been told many times that Obscure is one of the better horror games. Obviously, because of manual. Obscure 2 is obviously really expensive. £100 plus for that game now. So I have no real knowledge of how this game plays, but I've seen some online reviews. It is generally considered one of the better ones. You don't learn for school, you learn for survival. Survival horror hits this high... Good lord. I'll try that again. Survival horror hits the high school. The first action adventure in the style of American teen slasher movies. Interesting. Tortured screams echo through the high school's deserted corridors. Faceless creatures lurk in the shadows. 5 teenagers set out to bring light into the darkness and experience a night that will never scar their souls again. And it also features Sum 41. How can you have a horror game where Sum 41's got some music in it? It's weird. But I've been told this is actually a shockingly good game. And I don't know about the sequel, but it's probably going to be as good as this. I will play this. But that's another rarity off the list. Another hard game to find. In one of the last episodes where I stated point blank that Norwich CX is one of the better CX in the country. On a personal level, it might sound stupid. Great Yarmouth CX has helped this channel more than any other CX ever has. And Norwich really helps out, but the amount of rarities I've had in Great Yarmouth CX, the quality control of CX in Great Yarmouth has always been fantastic. I've never had one game that I've bought from there that is not of decent quality. Great Yarmouth CX, even though they're in a town that is an absolute shithole, and I live near Great Yarmouth CX, I live near Great Yarmouth, I have the right to say that. Anyone wants to argue that, I'm sorry, but it's a bit of a shithole. Their quality control is actually pretty good, far better than most CXs I've been to. Some of the posher towns too, Oxford for instance. So, if anyone actually watches the Great Yarmouth CX, good lord, I seriously doubt they do. I appreciate you immensely, you've helped out a lot, and I will continue to use your store every time I need something. And that's one of the main reasons you see Great Yarmouth CX in this channel more than any other CX combined. And obviously they're the closest CX to where I live. Anyway, thank you once again, Obscure. This has been a bit of a weird episode, but I've actually enjoyed this episode immensely. Going through the comments one by one has actually been quite fun, and responding to them has been equally as fun. That's pretty much it for this episode. Please comment, like, subscribe. Yes, I'm going to keep saying that. Obviously, likes are most important, but I do love comments too. And subscriptions are pretty handy too. Please. This probably comes out after Norwich Game Market. I couldn't go. I was working. I was pre-booked. I am going to try and hit for Great Yarmouth Game Market. I know it's called it a shithole, but I'm still going to go to it. I'm going to try for that. After that, Game Market wise, I don't know I don't know, because I think most of the big ones are actually on the west side or in London of the country, and that's too far. So me and Dan have to work something out because we ain't gone on a road trip together in ages, and we're due one. We really are due one. For some reason, I want to go back down like the Ipswich way, because I haven't been to Ipswich in ages. Ipswich, that kind of stuff. Phoenix down to CX, that was weird. You know what I mean? We've got to do something different. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day, guys. Bye.